When I picked these up at an estate sale, I totally felt a creative moment coming on. This old vintage game has these Scrabble-like tiles, but they're black and white and just like vintage goodness. Just look at that little guy. I mean, each one, it must tell its own story. Where has this been? Pretty sure this game is not complete anymore, so I feel okay about using it and separating it out, but oh my gosh, the things that you could make. But I think that's sometimes where people get stuck creatively. They look at something and they're like, ooh, I could make something, but what? I personally get inspiration by the things around me. I look at something and I think, yeah, I would like to include that in my life. I'd like for that to tell a new story. When you're kind of struggling with what to make, I mean, think about the things that you love. What tells a story in your life? If you've been around here, you probably know I love vintage. That tells a story about my life. I absolutely never intended to own a vintage shop online and definitely never intended to create content for people. I just started doing this during the pandemic to earn some extra money while I was between, regular employment, and then it kind of took off. It's totally part of my story. And you guys are too. I love that so many of us gather around vintage. There's one thing I hope you take away from this time. It's that you are a creative soul. Whether your creativity comes from things that you see or things that you think about, or just stealing other people's ideas, it's worth it for you to take time to invest that in your home and also your life. Sometimes the simplest things, they can tell your story in a whole new way. Whether it's a little figurine that you love, a vase that's special to you, or something that you create like this. I'm committed. I am a vintage soul at heart, and I'm so glad to be here with you guys. And if we haven't met yet, I'm Sandy from Whimsy Barn. Check out my online shop, maybe jump on the email list, and definitely come back tomorrow for more vintage goodness.